So excited about my special guest who was with me in the Procure studios today. He recently visited one of our board meetings with the Middlesex County Workforce Development Board and kind of energized the troops in talking about some things that are happening at the state level. But it is so great to welcome today for a discussion about workforce and jobs here in New Jersey. The Commissioner of the New Jersey Department of Labor and Workforce Development, Robert Asaro-Angelo, is here to talk about some things that are happening. Good morning, and great to see you. Thanks for being here today.
Good morning, Bert. Thanks for having me, and thanks for pronouncing my name so lovely.
Oh, thank you. I remember it from the meeting when you came by. But a history with WCTC Radio, I understand,
yes,
for you.
Yes, I worked here my junior and senior year of high school, mostly in the sports department with Bruce Johnson on Rutgers games.
A legend.
Did stuff in the newsroom with Gordy Deal, Peter Haskell, Walter Perez, Joey Waller.
Nice.
I loved my time here, and I really learned a lot about not just broadcasting, but about communications in general and New Jersey news, of course.
Yeah, but good stuff. And thank you again for coming by today. And congratulations on your role now. This is an important role for our state. Robert, it's about getting our workforce ready to meet the demands, not only of today, but for generations to come. And I know you had a lot of initiatives and some things that you wanted to put into play once you kind of got the ball rolling with the new administration. But so far, so good? You're feeling good about where we're headed in Jersey?
I'm feeling great. We're month 10 of the Murphy administration, my time as commissioner. With most of the problems, quite frankly, right now are having to fill jobs for employers, which is a great problem to have.
It is.
One of the things that when I talked to then Governor-elect Murphy about when I wanted to taking this job is that he believes strongly, as I do, that workforce development and economic development are two sides of the same coin. That it's not economic development incentives over here and worry about labor on the back end. That our biggest incentive, we think, for employers in the state is our talent, is our workforce, are our possible employees. So I'm working to put systems in place with all of our staff across the state. We have 3,000 staff at the Department of Labor Workforce Development, do a great job, not just in Trenton, but as I was saying earlier, we have 51 offices across the state based in the counties to help folks and help businesses, help workers get trained up and help employers fill jobs.
And I like what you're doing, too, because when you have a statewide position like this, it's important to be seen and to get out and meet people. Your goal is to get to all of them in all 21 counties. You're just about there, I understand, and I really applaud you for taking that approach.
Thanks, Bert. I got 2 months left. I think I'm going to make it. It didn't seem quite as daunting when I first started, but now that we're getting close to a couple months away, but I'll get it done. It's more important to see folks out where they're working. I'm so appreciative of the work that our partners do, our employees do, and everywhere we have employees out in the field, they're there working with county staff, with business services, with the employers locally, as you know, from the Workforce Development Board. It's really a great mix of the community.
Yeah.
And as Commissioner, I feel it's important to be out there and learn from them. New Jersey is a very diverse state, so it's important for me to see out there what the different problems people are facing, what the issues are in different counties. So I've been to the northernmost office in Newton, up in Sussex County. I've been to the southernmost in Wildwood.
Nice.
And now I'm getting back to the central part of the state.
Good stuff. Some things happening recently that I just want to get some comment from you. The voter referendum on Tuesday had to do with $500 million, various school funding projects for everything from security to lead remediation. But one big component of that was to get into our vocational schools and use that money for training and apprenticeships. That's great news for your department, right?
Absolutely. As we kick off National Apprenticeship Week this week, it's a great thing to talk about. On Friday, we're making a big announcement at a Votech school in Middlesex.
Nice.
I'll let you know about it when it comes time about this. But also, the bond referendum is going to be great. Everywhere we go around the state, folks are looking for jobs, for training. When we went to school, we grew up, my high school had wood shop, had metalworking, had the auto shop. Now those all seem to only exist in the vocational technical schools, but those are the skills that employers are looking for desperately right now. So to be able to expand those spots throughout the state is going to be very important for our workforce, for our employers, and I'm very proud that Department of Labor Workforce Development will have a role in picking the different sites for those additions.
And the school I went to, you had to choose between wood shop or what they called home economics at the time.
Yep.
You learn how to bake.
I did both. And I think that's why I have a wonderful wife and family, because I can do all that stuff.
There you go. See, that's how it's done. I wish, Robert, I wish we had a crystal ball and I could look into the future to say, okay, what are going to be the in-demand professions and jobs in New Jersey 50, 75, 100 years from now? It's not that easy. You go back 100 years from now, nothing existed then that we have today.
Yep.
And being able to prepare and plan for those future demands is not an easy thing. But I think the state is on a good course as to where we want to drive people to get them training that really will not go out of state. It will not go out of demand, I guess. It doesn't have a shelf life, so to speak. There are some careers like that, right?
A couple things. One, the future of work is unknown, but I think that working together with our partners, we can help shape it, especially in New Jersey. We have a very diverse economy, and like I said at our meeting when I spoke at the Middlesex Workforce Development Board, that one of our key ways to retain jobs here and to grow jobs is our location. People come to New Jersey, the governor says very often, not for our low taxes, but for our location, for our people. We're nestled between New York City and Philadelphia, two humongous markets that aren't going to shrink anytime soon. We have a great infrastructure system that is getting more, be improving, hopefully under this administration. As you can see in the warehouse industry, going up and down the Turnpike corridor and filtering out to other parts of the state, that we are the middle of everything in the Northeast corridor, which has a huge market for employers, for companies. So I don't see that changing. But as far as jobs in the future, we're going to work on that now. The governor announced a Future of Work task force that the Department of Labor will be part of to look at not just what are the industries, but how is work going to change, and how can we, as a Department of Labor Workforce Development, how can we make sure that employees are still being protected in any kind of future work schemes?
Yeah, I was with the editor of New Jersey Monthly Magazine yesterday, and he was talking about, he had some ridiculous statistic about, well, within a 100-mile radius of New Jersey is this gigantic population of the entire country that is right here.
Yep.
So so it's like everything, location,
Absolutely.
location, right? Such an important thing.
Yeah, the ports, the airports, those things aren't going anywhere, and that's how things get to market.
Absolutely. Our guest today is Robert Asaro-Angelo, a guy from Central Jersey. He's now the commissioner of the New Jersey Department of Labor and Workforce Development. We'll come back. We'll spend some more time with him coming up next. 8:20 back on Jersey Central on the new talk radio WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. So excited to have with me in the Procure studios this morning our state commissioner, Department of Labor and Workforce Development, Robert Asaro-Angelo, is here. And talking about some things, just getting ready for the demands and the needs of the future workforce here in New Jersey. 732-545-9282 or toll free at 888-545-9282. Apprenticeships, Robert, are an important thing of going forward and getting that workforce of tomorrow and making sure that we have the people that can meet the demands going forward. Apprenticeships never go out of style, right?
No, and I think they're making a big resurgence, mainly because there's such a need by the employer side. This week is National Apprenticeship Week, so I'm happy to be here kicking that off.
Nice.
There's about 50 events across the state this week and last week. We're very proud that we made the biggest investment in this state, I think, ever in apprenticeship. We announced our growing apprenticeships in new sectors a couple weeks ago for $4.5 million. We had the historic turnout ever for our technical assistance seminar. We had to double up in one day, and we still had standing room only for a very wide range of applicants, from school boards to community colleges to employers who are there, to find out how they can be part of the apprenticeship. And we sort of see ourselves as a Match.com for folks who want. If we have employers over here who don't know how to be involved, we'll match them up with somebody locally to show them how to do an apprenticeship program. But apprenticeship is really about an employer making an investment and putting skin in the game, not just to a certain employee, but also to a whole talent ecosystem for what they need. We hear from so many different employers who might be competitors, that they have the same needs, whether it be manufacturing, a technical sales associate, or a highway maintainer on the public sector side, or any kind of manufacturing job. But they don't have the wherewithal to have a training program themselves. So we're trying to work with them across these industry sectors, to work with us, to work with community partners, to work with the community colleges, with workforce development boards, to work with their competitors about developing a talent ecosystem. And apprenticeship is a great way to do that.
Sure, and we have that beautiful apprenticeship center there in Edison and Raritan Center, which is just gorgeous, state-of-the-art, and it's latest technology and just a great place. That's creating the next great workforce here. Do we see a lot of that across the state in your travels, Robert? Are the other counties, they kind of as aggressive and active as some of the Central Jersey counties are?
I think it varies. It's more about trying to find the private sector employers to put that skin in the game. That's what the grant program is about giving some seed money to the private sector and to finding the partners to do the training with them so they can have a system going forward. And our goal is that once these grantees get these grants and get their systems up and running, that they won't need to come back for us for more grant, but they'll be able to self-sustain, because the cost of finding new employees, of retraining employees, of turnover at places is very high for employers. So when you could instead put that money into investing into our workforce and giving them credentials and making them learn on the job is way more value for our employers across the state.
Yeah, I agree. And no matter what the profession is, whether it's the doctors, lawyers, hands-on people, plumbers, carpenters, whomever, getting them to not only train here but to stay here, Robert, I think is important. And getting them to build homes and buy homes and start families and stay here in New Jersey is so critical.
Right, absolutely. And I think apprenticeship has this it's known as something about a blue-collar workforce or construction, but apprenticeship can be in any industry.
Yeah, it can.
In my time between the Obama administration and this job, I worked for a group called the Employers Association of New Jersey, and we started the first in the state human resources apprenticeship program.
Wow.
Because every employer needs somebody to be doing their HR.
That's true.
There's also great apprenticeship programs in IT, in insurance, and financial services. Healthcare, clearly, our most successful talent network in the state was the Healthcare Talent Network based out of Rutgers that graduated more than 500 different apprentices who are CNAs, community health workers. So quite frankly, if you have the wherewithal, with our help, hopefully, if you need it, you can put an apprenticeship program into place in any industry.
That's really awesome. The decision makers from every corner of our state are going to be in Atlantic City for the next couple of days for the League of Municipalities Conference. It's going to be mayors, council people, health people, educators. Everyone will be descending, and you're going to be there as well. What do you want them to take back to their counties and their municipalities when it comes to workforce? You want them to kind of leave Atlantic City with a good feeling about where we're headed, right?
So I have two main goals from our time down there. One, we're talking a lot about apprenticeship, but also we can't forget about public sector apprenticeship. The public sector is a large employer in this state as well.
Sure is.
We have a lot of towns and school boards and public works departments who need highway maintainers, who need diesel mechanics. So a lot of the same job skills that the private sector has. So we're going to work with them to put programs together in the public sector as well. But secondly, like I talked about earlier, I want to be a tool for mayors and county officials who are talking about economic development. That workforce development needs to be part of that as well. So if I'm a mayor who aren't necessarily involved in workforce development, they can go to employers and say, hey, we have a great program through our state Department of Labor. Here's some training dollars. Here's some customized grants we can do with you. So I want to sort of have the mayors have a voice with us at the department to figure out how we can help them develop economically in their own towns.
Well, this is great information, and thank you, Robert, for all the work you're doing across our state. It's really making a big difference, and you're making New Jersey a great place. You really are. So,
Brett, I want to thank you for your commitment to Middlesex County workers, and being on a workforce development board sets a great example for other folks in media and entertainment and communications that it's not just about talking about, it's about having skin in the game yourself. So I really appreciate your commitment to our workers.
Pull your sleeves up once in a while and get some work done. Exactly. And make your community better. That's what it's all about. But thank you so much for being here today, and continued success for you and your staff, and you're really doing remarkable things. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Bert.
State website, is that the dol.nj.gov? Is that that's the website?
Correct.
People can go for details, right?
Yes, absolutely. We're upgrading the website, so be patient. A new website front will be there soon to make it more accessible and easier for our users.
Awesome stuff. Thanks again for being here today. And
Thanks, Bert.
Thanks for everything. All right.
Appreciate it.